You're watching ABC 7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. Hurricane Michael, now a Category 3 storm after making landfall in the Florida Panhandle today as a Category 4, a very strong 4. It landed near Mexico Beach at around 1 o'clock this afternoon with 155-mile-an-hour winds.
It was the strongest hurricane to hit the Florida Panhandle in recorded history. Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with the latest on that storm's path and more details.
Yeah, there's only been 3 Category 5s ever to hit the United States. This was close to it. Had it got to that pressure maybe 2 hours prior, it more than likely would have been a Category 5 hurricane. The lowest pressure, 919 millibars, and that is amazing. This storm just gained strength over the Gulf Loop current, as well as the westerly shear stopped, and that allowed that thing just to mushroom into this monster. And looks like it continues to cause all sorts of problems and headaches all across the Panhandle, now into Georgia, as well as into southeast Alabama tonight. You can see still heavy rainfall moving into Tallahassee. Power outages numerous all across the Panhandle, and more on the way as far as storm surge goes. Despite the fact the storm is inland, there's still storm surge happening as that southwesterly wind occurs in this Big Bend area. It's not out of the question to continue to see that water level rise throughout that region. Estimates have been as high as 12 feet now, pretty close to the forecast. As far as the landfall goes, it was right over Mexico Beach, and the devastation, the video coming out of there is just incredible, folks. And here's some of the records real quickly. Strongest hurricane in the Panhandle ever. It had 155-mile-an-hour winds. Lowest pressure in October ever to hit the United States, and it was the 3rd lowest pressure ever to hit the United States altogether every month. The only 2 that beat it were the Labor Day hurricane in 1935 and Hurricane Camille in 1969, and it was the strongest wind storm ever to hit the U.S., the 4th strongest, just behind the Labor Day hurricane in 35, Camille in 69, and Andrew in 1992. Those were all Category 5 storms, so this was right up there. As far as the forecast goes, it's going to continue off to the northeast, still causing all sorts of headaches as a Category 3. It will weaken considerably as it moves through Georgia, but it's still going to have enough power and strength to down trees and also cause numerous power outages. By the time it gets to the Carolinas, it'll be a heavy rainstorm, still with some branches being ripped apart there with 45-mile-an-hour winds and gusts up to 60. For us, it's been the high surf. It's been mainly a coastal event, although tonight we're looking for those inland storms. The heavy surf continues. We have periods of showers every once in a while feeding in on those feeder bands, and those have a tendency to spawn brief tornadoes. A tornado watch is in effect north, but there's still a very small chance we could see 1 or 2 of these cells do a quick spin up and produce an isolated tornado. You can see that rainfall scattered about. They'll be popping up throughout this evening and racing off to the northeast at around 30 to 40 miles an hour. This one in particular right here, we've got some wind there up to 30 miles an hour. That's at the base of the storm, so it's not all that strong, but we have had reports of up to 50-mile-an-hour winds reported over parts of the Suncoast. We'll talk more about the wind gusts that we've seen and what we can expect over the upcoming days in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Hurricane Michael is the strongest storm to hit the continental U.S. since 1992. That was Andrew. Take a look at this video out of Panama City Beach, where new construction starts to collapse and blow in the wind there. The eye wall of the storm made landfall near Mexico Beach with sustained winds of 155 miles an hour. Natasha Chen has more on this monster storm.
Hurricane Michael is slamming into the Florida Panhandle as a monster storm gaining intensity with the potential to cause catastrophic damage.
Right now, the winds is extremely high. It's probably as bad as I've ever seen it.
Florida's governor issued a stark warning to any residents who did not evacuate.
Now the storm is here. The time to evacuate in coastal areas has come and gone.
Some residents who decided to stay are sharing photos of where they are riding out the storm. Many bridges connecting islands to the mainland are now closed.
What's the most surprising and the most astounding, to be quite honest, is how quickly the storm surge has taken over this town.
Officials warn of a storm surge that could reach 14 feet in some areas.
Storm surge is going to be the worst where the eye makes landfall. So not only is it going to bring 14 feet of ocean water and coastal flood inundation, there'll be wave action on top of that.
Tens of thousands of customers are already without power. Officials say it may not be restored for days, possibly weeks. President Trump received a briefing on the storm by FEMA.
I had a long talk with Rick Scott, Governor Scott of Florida. Very well coordinated with all of the states.
Millions of people across 6 states are under hurricane warnings and watches as the storm is expected to blow over Georgia and the Carolinas in the next few days. In Panama City, Florida, I'm Natasha Chin.
Continuing our team coverage now to show you Hurricane Michael's impact to our area.
ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us live now from Venice. Rebecca, how are things looking in South County tonight?
Well, the rain has stopped and the wind has died down a bit, but because of this afternoon's high tide, the biggest concern is storm surge. The South Jetty in Venice remains closed, and what used to be a walkway and a parking lot right now looks like a pond. The good news is that this is the worst of it in this area. There are a few docks that were temporarily underwater but have since receded. And even though all Sarasota County beaches have no swimming advisories because of high levels of bacteria, surfers are back out on the North Jetty, chasing the big waves as the last of trail end of Hurricane Michael passes offshore.
There are some health concerns that goes along with exposing yourself at all to this kind of these conditions, but they've been warned. We've had the flags up. These conditions have been present for 3 months now, and if they understand and they've been informed, that's about all that we can do.
They'll be testing the waters again tomorrow morning to decide if the waters are safe again for swimmers. Live in Venice, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Back to you guys.
Rebecca, thank you. Well, as you've seen, we have ABC 7 crews monitoring the storm's conditions across the Suncoast today. But our viewers have also been keeping us updated by sending in photos and videos of the storm's impacts. Don Klein snapped this picture on Tuesday of people standing along the rock wall in Venice as waves crashed over it, causing Venice police to put out a reminder to the public that the jetty is closed and to not ignore those barricades. Now, this video was taken on the Palmasola Bay in the San Remo Shores neighborhood. You can see there the high tides have completely covered people's docks and boat lifts in that canal.
Florida Power and Light crews are on their way to support residents who may lose electricity in Hurricane Michael. 1,300 FPL workers and contractors staged at the Sarasota County Fairgrounds on Fruitville Road. They'll now head north where that help is needed. This is part of the emergency response plan that all power companies have in place and use on a regular basis.
For FPL, this is our responsibility. It's to have our action plan, put it in place, get our crews out into the field and be able to get our customers' lights back on safely and as quickly as possible.
Some crews are here from as far away as Mississippi to help. Due to Hurricane Michael, Sarasota County canceling all after-school activities, events, and practices today. And the district's digital town hall, which was set for tonight, is canceled due to possible inclement weather from the hurricane. We will keep you updated on when that digital town hall is rescheduled.
In other local news tonight, there is still no decision on a hospital site for Venice Regional Bayfront Health. The hospital will have to wait yet another month to see whether it will get the county's approval of its proposed new hospital site. 3 of 5 commissioners voted against the plan at yesterday's county commission meeting due to concerns about widening East Venice Avenue from the roundabout to the site's eastern entrance. The commission decided to postpone voting on that petition until the next meeting on November 7th.
As the summer fertilizer ban soon ends, the Northport City Commission is still encouraging residents to steer clear of them. Commissioners approving a resolution at its meeting yesterday that encouraged alternative options to fertilizers. The resolution does not outright ban them. Instead, it will encourage residents and city employees to focus more on using reclaimed water or fertilizers that don't have nitrogen and/or phosphorus.
Nominations are now being accepted for the renaming of a new high school in Manatee County. North River High School, currently under construction on the southeast corner of Erie Road and Martha Road near Parrish, and that is scheduled to open in August of next year. Nominations for renaming this school are now being accepted by the school district after a substantial number of people mounted a campaign to have that name changed to Parrish High School. You can submit your nominations by email, mail, in person, or during a town hall meeting on October 24th. That town hall meeting will be held at the Buffalo Creek Middle School cafeteria from 6 to 7 p.m.
In Florida House District 73, Republican Tommy Gregory is facing off against Democrat Liv Coleman. This is the same district where Melissa Howard was running before stepping down after it was discovered she lied about having a college degree. Coming up on ABC 7 at 7, Alan Cohn will moderate as both Gregory and Coleman debate at the Trapezoid.
And just a reminder, ABC 7 will be hosting the must-watch debate of the season. The race for Congress in the 17th Congressional District is one of the highest-profile races in the country. Both candidates, Republican Vern Buchanan and Democrat David Shapiro, will face off in their one and only debate on Tuesday, October 23rd at the Trapezoid, only on ABC 7 at 7. Now, if you want to submit your own questions, you can send your ideas to Alan Cohn at Alan N. M. Cohn on Twitter.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, we'll get back to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for the latest on Hurricane Michael and its path.
Plus, why credit card interest rates have hit a record high. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991. Now, in one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Well, we've been monitoring Hurricane Michael and its impacts here on the Suncoast, as well as across the state of Florida. Take a look at this strong gusts from the storm blew the roof off a building in Panama City Beach. Just unbelievable. Our Raycom sister station there gives us a look at the conditions they're seeing in the Panhandle.
The conditions here are getting very poor. The wind is continuing to get stronger and stronger. The trees are starting to blow. We've got a lot of rain that's starting to move in. You're starting to see a lot of flooding on the streets, even on the beach. The beach is about completely overtaken by the water. That's because of those waves. The waves are at least 9 to 10 feet tall, and they're expecting all of this is going to continue to get worse throughout the day. They're expecting the beach to be completely gone. It's going to be a very serious situation, but we will continue to be here throughout the day, and we will continue to monitor everything that goes down. Reporting from Panama City Beach, Russell Jones with the Raycom News Network.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
All right, let's bring you up to speed as to what the storm is doing right now. It's a Category 3 storm, so it's gone down from a very strong Category 4, nearly a 5 as it made landfall around 2 o'clock this afternoon. And it continues to move and race to the north and northeast right now, and it's still a very strong storm with winds at 125 miles an hour, even inland just to the west and northwest of Tallahassee, gusts as high as 155. I suspect those have come down even more so over the past hour since this last advisory. It will move off to the northeast. It weakens to a tropical storm by, again, in the morning on Thursday in central Georgia, just southeast of Macon. Strong enough, though, to knock down branches and also power lines as well. Could be a problem with power outages all the way through Georgia and throughout South Carolina. North Carolina will have weakened to 45 mile an hour, and then it gains strength as it moves over the Gulf Stream. So it could pop back up pretty quickly. The visible satellite imagery, just an incredible looking eye and an eye wall, purely symmetrical. This storm really intensified over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico, which have been just sitting there all summer long, gaining temperature and energy for this storm. On top of that, the Gulf Loop current was pretty much in play there as too. They'll do research and find out that's more than likely the reason why it went to nearly a 5 there. The waves have been high for us here along the coast. We have occasional showers pushing in every once in a while. This is from Holmes Beach, and you can still see that wave action pretty high, and it's going to stay that way despite the fact the winds may lessen somewhat by the morning hours on into Thursday. Those waves and the wave action will continue to generate some problems with erosion near the area beaches, especially south-facing beaches right now with a south wind pretty steady at around 15 to 25. The highest gust, by the way, at the airport recorded with this system so far has been 43 miles an hour. And as far as the tornado watch goes, it's in effect for North Florida and Georgia, although we have a slight chance, very small, that one or two of these cells could produce an isolated tornado. We'll have spotty showers throughout the evening into the early morning hours, and still, even on Thursday, there'll be some onshore showers developing. As far as the radial velocity, don't see anything too significant right now. There's no real looks like any kind of signatures at this point. This one was a little bit stronger earlier. That has since moved on. A little wind shear there too, just east of I-75. So as these bands of showers move on in, expect brief periods of some heavy rainfall, gusty winds up to 40 miles an hour. And then elsewhere outside of those showers, they'll be relatively calm, 15 to 20 miles an hour. The wind still remains strong here near the center, especially to the north thereof near Dothan, Alabama, and spreading now into Albany. Albany's going to take a direct hit, it looks like, and may even see the eye of the storm pass right over the top of it. Well, we have still a month and a couple of weeks before the official end of the hurricane season. We're watching Leslie spinning around now for 18 days out there in the Atlantic. On top of that, Nadine. Good news on Nadine. It's a tropical storm expected by most models to continue on a westerly course and then dissipate and become an open wave as it heads off to the west. We'll have to keep an eye on it, though. Look at Leslie still kind of spinning around out there. Could stay out for another 5 days. We'll see how that plays out. Western Caribbean Sea, the next area we'll have to focus our attention on. 50% chance developing over the next 5 days. Not much over the next 2 days, but we saw similar conditions develop right there with Michael. So bears watching. 83 right now. Very humid, very high dew point temperature at 78 degrees. So it's going to be a warm and muggy night and a breezy one at that. As far as the rest of the U.S., there is some cold air. I know we're all looking for this cold air to come down. It'll be here a little bit on Saturday morning. You're going to wake up and go, this is pretty nice. Sign of things to come. It's not going to be that big of a front, but it will cool us down a little bit on Saturday morning. You'll see that temperature of 70. That's near the coast. Inland areas will see the upper 60s. We have another front coming down, not next week so much, but the week after. Good chance for showers tomorrow. A good weekend ahead for us. Less wind and temperatures still pretty warm, though, upper 80s. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Let's take a look at your first alert traffic for the drive home tonight on State Road 64. We are seeing some traffic heading both east and west between the I-75 interchange and Lorraine Road, so keep that in mind. Scott?
In consumer news, it's always a good idea to pay your credit card bill on time, but now it's costing you more if you don't. The interest credit cards charge on balances, also known as APR, has risen sharply this year, according to creditcards.com. The average interest rate now over 17%. That means paying late, carrying a balance, or just taking out a cash advance is going to cost you a lot more. Most cards, though, have not raised other fees they charge, and the total number of fees is actually down.
Government officials have approved CVS's bid to acquire Aetna for $69 billion, paving the way for the largest health insurance deal in history. Aetna shed its Medicare Part D prescription drug business for the deal to get the green light from the Trump administration. That deal will be complete pending a judge's approval of the settlement. CVS's pharmacies and Minute clinics are key in the success of this merger. The hope is to provide faster and broader access for things like vaccinations, diagnosis, and treatment of illnesses like strep throat and ear infections.
Colin Kaepernick is moving to trademark what has become an iconic image of the former NFL star's face and hair. The company Inked Flash filed for the trademark last week. The goal is to put the black and white image on products from shampoo to lampshades. May also be tied to TV shows, movies, self-empowerment initiatives, and efforts to raise awareness on how to properly interact with law enforcement. In 2016, he began kneeling during the national anthem before games to protest racial inequality in law enforcement and the justice system, and then became the face of a movement. And last month, Nike selected Kaepernick as the face of its new Just Do It campaign.
Well, if you want a night luxury, here it is. You're looking at the most expensive hotel suite in the United States. It's at the Mark Hotel in New York's Upper East Side, and it costs $75,000 a night. The suite is 10,000 square feet and located on both the 16th and 17th floors of the building. It has 5 bedrooms, 4 fireplaces, 6 bathrooms, and 2 wet bars. The living room has 26-foot ceilings and is large enough to even be converted into a grand ballroom if you happen to need one of those. If that's not enough, there's also a 2,500 square foot rooftop terrace with a view of Central Park. Talk about a party if you ever need one. There you go, $75,000 a night.
Bring your friends and then split
Right.
the cost. Even then, it's way too much, right? Entertainment news is next.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hot, hot. It's the Gatto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gatto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gatto location near you or visit Gatto.com.
Gatto's got it.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore, but there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk.
This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
A judge has ordered Joe Giudice, the incarcerated husband of Real Housewives and New Jersey cast member Teresa Giudice, to be deported to his native Italy.
In March of 2016, Joe began a more than 3-year federal prison sentence after being indicted, along with Teresa, on charges of fraud. Today, a Pennsylvania immigration court judge ruled that he is to be removed from the United States without giving a time frame. Joe, who shares 4 daughters with Teresa, is due to be released from prison in a few months early, in March of 2019. He is expected to be transferred into ICE custody upon his release.
Actor Terrence Jenkins allegedly involved in a hit and run in Los Angeles Tuesday morning. A black McLaren sports car registered to Jenkins slammed into a parking meter and then set off a fire hydrant before crashing into a tree. The window of a business was also smashed in the incident. Witnesses say his girlfriend, model Jasmine Sanders, was driving and they fled the scene together. But Sanders' rep says she was not in the car and was not involved. Police are investigating the incident as a hit and run.
Jael Strauss competed to be America's Next Top Model, and now she's in the fight of her life. Strauss shared on Facebook that she has stage 4 breast cancer. The 34-year-old says the cancer has aggressively spread throughout her body and is incurable. Strauss appeared on America's Next Top Model during the show's 8th season. In 2012, she went on Dr. Phil to deal with her struggles with addiction. She celebrated 5 years of sobriety back in August. Her friends set up a GoFundMe page on her behalf to help alleviate some of the medical costs as she continues to fight breast cancer.
The 2018 American Music Awards have been handed out, with one artist setting a new record for most career wins. Taylor Swift kicking off the show and won all 4 categories she was nominated in, including Artist of the Year. Those wins bring her total AMA honors to 23, surpassing Whitney Houston as the most honored female artist in American Music Awards history. And she's only 28 years old, so she's got a ways to go to win some more. And in a show packed with more than a dozen performances, it was the all-star tribute to Aretha Franklin that closed the show and brought the house down.
I mean, you just gotta love Taylor Swift. I do anyway. But that last show there was pretty impressive. I was really blown away by it.
Yeah, it was a great program all along. All right, we'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.
Your last chance for 2018 Honda Accords on sale is now during our model year-end sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American Car of the Year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for Accords, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
You know, fortunately, this was my first job out of college, so I was able to come back home and work in my hometown. I wore 2 hats. I was sports director and I was a news anchor. I did that for a few years and then decided to go full-time into news. Well, I love our team here at ABC7. We have a great mix, and it really is a great mix of personalities, of experience that meshes really well into a really strong team. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com.